What is up? This is a live trading recap for the trade we took today. I actually wanted to go over this. So, I'm not going to go into much detail on what we saw. Obviously, I thought we were bearish because we came into the day, we inversed a 1 hour for value gap right here. Bullish for value gap, I thought we were bearish off that. We had a key level up here. We saw the 1 hour buy side. I mean, we've been inverse 1 hour buy side, which was right here. Actually, no, never mind. I think it was just session highs. Let me make sure because I don't want to be silly. Yeah, we swept Asia session highs. Coming into the day, that was around 637. And we ended up coming into this 1 hour and respecting it. So that is what we were seeing right off the bat. On the 1 hour, we respected it. We're rejecting down now coming into the day around 8 to 9. These are the 1 hour candles. For my key time, we inverse this 1 hour. Yes, we swept these lows, but I thought the draw was lower for these Asia session. It was my idea, and we had this inversion. So I wanted to see a retrace coming into that, and you'll see in that video I wanted to retrace right around here. I was like, can we get a retrace? We get a retrace. We come into this first 5 minute right here. We inverse it. And I wanted this 5 minute to get tapped into, which we end up actually respecting. So that wasn't clean. No, inversing it. So that wasn't clean. I wanted that continuation to then go lower, get an inversion, and target down to these lows for continuation trade. So then we actually, what do we see? We come into this 15 minute for value gap, which we'll just put from right here. We come into this 15 minute for value gap, which is resting right here. We had another 5 minute resting above here, but that didn't get tapped into because we come to this 15 minute, and at that point we are also in if we want to mark out the Fibonacci tool on the 15 minute time frame. Got to be 79%. I don't know exactly, but that's the Fib tool. 0.79. So I was expecting us to come lower, and what I wanted to see was this 5 minute inversion. Now it is later in the day. The price action was in too bad in the lower time frame, and I thought that we were clear with this 1 hour inversion. And I'm going to go into this as well. I faded this because I didn't like that 5 minute inversion, but PP Blake talked about how it is actually, the 3 minute was very clean discretional wise. Well, the 5 minute, like I said, we go for the highest time frame inversion, so I wanted that 5 minute, which we get. And I fade that because we get that coming into, now I can get rid of this. Fade that because we come into a 5 minute for value gap right here. And I would have gotten in if that 5 minute candle was like super clean. Okay, this is going to be annoying. There we go. This 5 minute candle was super clean on the inversion, right? And it didn't close down right here. Because that would have been a terrible RR, and I would have wanted to go and break even or take out profits at a 1-to-1 at this 5 minute. Just target that. Ideally, have the lows of what I want to see, which is down here, that I think we could go back to. But I'm not. That would have been a nice RR either way. If I got in here and targeted down to here, I think that would have been a 2 RR. So I was just looking for my 1-to-1. And if we would have got the inversion right up around here, I would have targeted this at a 1-to-1 or gone break even here and then held it lower, you know? Could have been one of those trades and I would have taken that. It was a little later. It's 9:30, but it's not too late for me. So Blake said that he took the 3 minute inversion, which would be this 3 minute gap right between these two, right? Is this getting in the way when I do that? No. You can see the candle, the wick to this wick. That gets in the middle of the gap. We inverse it. He said you could have taken that and targeting just a 1-to-1 down to this 5 minute, 1 to 1.3. Turn my magnet off. Okay, and then the real draw for me, like I said, would have been down here, which would have not have played out. It only ran for a total of just to fill that 5 minute in completely for a 1 to 2.45. And we actually move higher off of that. So my draw liquidity was wrong coming into it too, but I still either way faded this trade just because I didn't like it. Just because of the 5 minute close. But he said the 3 minute was good. Now I'm going to play this over. Saying the 3 minute was really clean discretionary wise. And hold on. Here, listen to this.
Yeah, so for that 30-second short, it was more of a discretionary.
He took a 30-second short, by the way, on the off a retrace because he didn't like how the 5 minute closed. So actually, let me just go into that. He didn't like how the 5 minute closed, so he went into the 1 minute time frame. Waited for a retrace into what? There is a 1 minute tiny 1 minute for value gap. Waited for a retrace, and then took the inversion off that on like the 15 or 30-second. I don't remember, but we'll listen.
The higher time from key level was that 15-minute bearish for value gap. Higher time from drawn liquidity was the relative equal lows at the low of day, right?
What are you saying? Relatively equal lows at the low of day. Kind of the same draw that I had. What is he talking about? These are pretty relatively close. We were damn close to sweeping this out, and we got a retracement. And like I said, the higher time frame was bearish in my opinion, but we ended up expanding higher. We can actually, one thing I wanted to look at too was, did we get anything on our daily profiles coming into this? London session ended up giving a reversal. Continuation. I'm trying to remember what that daily profile is. I want to actually session. Previous session manipulation, New York reversal. It kind of consolidates higher. Manipulation, reversal, and then expecting kind of a continuation. We did dump off and we do continue higher. So that would be, yeah. Previous session manipulation leads to reversal. We're expecting the New York session to probably go lower and continue. Maybe that could have helped with the bias, but overall I thought that the 1 hour inversion was strong enough, and we didn't reject off of any really high time frame key level. There's no fair value gap in here. There is a liquidity sweep on the 1 hour, but there was no fair value gap in between there, right? And it was just a 1 hour sweep, no 4 hour sweep of up here. And now, as you can see with how the market's moving, we're actually going towards this high of the day, back into here into this 1 hour. Then we can go over ES as well. But yeah, he was targeting these relative equal lows down here. So we can listen to the rest.
So all the way down there. So I was more bearish. Then boom, we hit the 15-minute bearish rally gap, started getting displacement. And then the, textbook, entry, mechanical entry was the 5-minute inverse down to the next unfilled 5-minute gap. However, I did not like that RR. It was way too bad. The stop loss was way too big. It just wasn't good enough. So I instead just wanted to wait for lower time frame structure and confirmation so then I can have a much better stop loss and an easier low-hanging fruit as my TP, which is exactly what happened, right? So I ended up just waiting for more structure on like the 30-second and 1 minute time frame. We get the 1 minute top, 30-second inverse, and then from there, it's bread and butter, and then take the short. And I took it with one micro instead of one mini, and I didn't even notice till like literally 20 seconds later because I wasn't paying attention to the P&L, and then all of a sudden I'm just fucking only up $10, and I'm like, what? So yeah, bro, past 2 trades that have been bangers. Literally, I just haven't made money on them, bro. I can't believe it. Yes.
All right, so there's that. So why was the 1 minute on 942 invalid? Trading in straight chop, no clear manipulation or inverse, not obvious. 4 hour internal sweep. ES took out some lows, bearish towards low of day and hourly equal lows on ES. We had hourly equal lows on ES. And we had all this resting sell side on ES. Like, look at that. We can go on the higher time frame on NASDAQ. All the equal lows resting below. Not equal, but relative. This is just low resistance in my opinion. Failure to swing low, failure to swing low, failure to swing low, And even on the 1 hour, if you go down, failure to swing low, dude, it's just all low resistance. And I didn't think we wanted to go completely higher. And like I said, even then, even if we didn't want to go all the way down to here, I thought that market with the inversion, like I said, would come into here and dip lower. I thought that I wanted to take out the sell side and go lower. One thing, if I recall too, when we came into this 15-minute fair value gap, I'll turn out the daily profiles now. When we came into the 15-minute fair value gap, I think we also were respecting something else on top of that. Oh no, I noticed there was a 30-minute. I want to go over this because I've talked about breakaway gaps before. There was a 30-minute created. But at this point, if the 15-minute is already being the one that's manipulating, it does not need to go into this 30-minute that hasn't been formed yet. And it wasn't formed at the time the 15-minute was fully formed and we were coming into it. It was getting there. But once it doesn't need to go up into there once it's formed, that's what we call a breakaway gap. The 15-minute already gave the manipulation. You heard Blake say how this was our key level. The 15-minute became our key level. And we were wanting to see what? This strong liquidity get hit. And it's also being like logical about, well, what's resting around it. All these lows. This is something I got into earlier in the last video, is talking about logic. And it's just, to not be a pattern trader, you don't just if you're a pattern trader, you're just waiting for your key level to get hit and you're looking for your confluences and you're in. to be more, you have to be more discretional way of like talk about your trades and like go for the higher time frame. Yeah, we just swept out these 1 hour lows, right? And we're pushing down here, but what's the higher time frame telling us? Maybe we want to get a reversal off this. Well, is there anything telling us that? Well, if this 1 hour got respected, I mean, this probably wouldn't have happened. But the 1 hour got respected, hey, we probably want to go what? Higher to this buy side. And I don't really think we literally didn't reject. We would look for fair value gaps, right? Or SMTs. And we don't really see any SMTs. I mean, let me go into the 1 hour. I'm on the 1 hour on this time frame. I am. We're on both. I don't really think you get any SMTs. I mean, swept out that low. This was at 4 o'clock. Oh, it'll just tell me. 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock. And then it swept out this low, which is 1. I don't think it had that low at 1 over here. Either way, you look for SMTs. You look for stuff to tell us, hey, do we want to go bullish on the higher time frames? And I thought we were wanting to go bearish because this 1 hour got inversed. And I thought that was, hey, that's a telltale sign, you know. We respected a bullish for value gap, a bearish for value gap, telling us we want to go lower, and we're inversing a 1 hour bullish for value gap, confirming bearish order flow. That's what I thought that was. And we did go lower, right? We did end up going lower, but it was a more of a discretional trade, especially in this terms of December price action. And then the same thing here, like I said, inversion on the 1 hour. We see right here, which happens, and we're coming into the day here. We inverse this 1 hour. Beautiful. We come into this 1 hour, we respect it. We push lower, inverse into this one. We did get a sell side sweep, and we inversed this 1 hour gap. Which, like I said, I thought we wanted to go to these lows and these lows. Little do we know, I mean, maybe you could say this is an SMT because these get taken out, these get taken out, and that pushes us higher. Maybe that's what happened. And yeah, the 15 minutes was the key level. I thought we wanted to at least come down to these lows. Not the case. I was wrong. And that's fine. You build logic behind your trades. That's how you become discretional, is talking to yourself like, okay, I have the higher time frame drawn liquidity that I think we want to go for. All right. I'm going to make an assumption on this is where we want to go. Now I need to go to the lower time frames, maybe even 1 hour, 30 minute, 15 minute, and look for my conditions. And my conditions are like the middle time frame that's going to tell me, it's going to tell me the story on how to get to this higher time frame drawn liquidity, right? Because then we enter and we execute on the, and once we get that, we execute on the lower time frame. That's where we find our execution, right? Condition, assumption, execution. All of those. Execution comes last, right? Set your conditions. If this gets respected, then this, like we have relative equal lows on here. And ES had a lot of equal lows on here that I thought I wanted to come and get. Coming into this 15-minute 2, that is our key level. That's our condition. If we respect this, we'll want to come lower. And then we get our execution. Like I said, would have been more discretional today. Could have taken a 3-minute, but the 5-minute was formed. So I was like, I'll wait for the 5-minute. But it was clean. I mean, if you look at this, we see some pretty good displacement after that. I think the 15-minute candle closed actually respecting it inside of it before we got this move lower. And what do we see? That 3-minute inversion, it takes 1, 2, 3, 4 candles to inverse. 4 candles to inverse. That isn't bad at all. Normally, if a candle takes more than 4 candles to invert, it's probably not a good for value gap to trade. Okay, is this not wanting to work? There we go. Normally, it's not a good fair value gap to take, but this one was. Or you could, like Blake said, you could take in the 1 minute and the 15-second. I wouldn't do that. I'd probably go with the 3-minute and 1 minute as low as I will ever go. But could have taken this, like I said, taps into it. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it would be 3 candles. 3 candles for this thing to inverse. Beautiful. Beautiful. And like I said, you target down this unfilled 5-minute. I saw someone talk, I think I talked about this in the last video, someone talked about how this is a mech short. I'm like, you're targeting unfilled 5-minute, but it's literally just a continuation model, and you're trying to figure out good draws. And that's just, I learned this from a while ago, actually. Just target unfilled 5 minutes. Target 5-minute highs, 5-minute lows. And you target this, even if you wanted to target the middle of it, the 50% of it. I mean, beautiful. Money. I didn't take that though, like I said, because the 5-minute closed so shit, and I wasn't like too big on taking it on the 3-minute. I wonder if I can make this a little lighter. Yeah, it's a little better. But yeah, that would have been it for me. Now we can go back into here. NQ was in straight chop. Nipping lower.
No, I was targeting low resistance liquidity because I'm targeting for one an unfilled gap, an unmitigated gap, and then for two, I'm targeting lows that don't sweep other lows. That's low resistance liquidity. High liquidity is lows that sweep other lows. But I was targeting a low that didn't sweep out.
So that's what we call those failure swing highs, failure swing lows. Low resistance, right? I'm going to go into this. Look on the 1 hour here where we were coming near. There's a low here. Well, there's another low here. It didn't sweep it out. Low here, another low. A low here. And then it failed to sweep out any of these lows. High time frame lows. Then that would be low resistance on the 1 hour. We can go to the 15 minute too. Let's go even to the 5 minute. My stop loss would be a high that did not sweep anything out. I don't think it even swept this high out actually with the candle close. No, it didn't. It didn't sweep it out. Failure swing high, which could be low resistance, you could say, right? But we are respecting this 15 minute, and if that gave us our manipulation, we go lower. And then, I mean, really, accumulating here, no real manipulation, actually. That's fine. All right, let's go back to listen to that, actually. Let's get some good analysis. So, yeah, we can just rewind.
No, I was targeting low resistance liquidity because I'm targeting for one an unfilled gap, an unmitigated gap, and then for two, I'm targeting lows that don't sweep other lows. That's low resistance liquidity. High liquidity is lows that sweep other lows. But I was targeting a low that didn't sweep out the daily low.
So this is exactly it, and this was low resistance. Honestly, in hindsight, fuck, I wish I took that 3 minute, but this is why we journal this stuff. This is why we learn. I feel like my chart color is pretty clean, bro. I fuck with this sometimes. Yeah, it's pretty sus. I'm trying to make sure I can see it on the camera and see how good it looks on video. Might be quality, bro. I feel like that looks like trash, or maybe it's the borders that are making it look like that. I think it's good. All right, yeah, we're good. What else did Blake say? So how do you distinguish between it chopping, price chopping, versus accumulating, and manipulating lower and sweeping that accumulation? I liked it because we left an SMT at the lows inside of the 1 hour. Align with bias and higher time frame draw. Then zoom out more. Stop being so zoomed in and wait for the obvious gaps. You'll learn more through discretion as you keep trading longer. So you just journal it so it sticks with you. Isn't that something sauce? Dude, I'm telling you, this channel is going to have some fucking sauce. I will go and screenshot that in the chat. Call at 2 p.m. today. Thank you for texting about earlier. I got my buddy sending me that call. This is on the 1 minute. I think this is a continuation. They're doing the call today, 6 p.m. All right, sauce. Overall, that's what I wanted to go through, and I don't want to put make trading journals there. Maybe I could make a copy. Actually, yeah. Can I make a copy? Undo, translate. Move to trash. Duplicate. Did that just do it for me? Okay, how do I... Oh my lord, bro. I'm tweaking. I want to make this into another one. Copy link, duplicate. I thought that would do it. Customize page, lock page. Did this just do it? Oh, fuck. Alright, I can get rid of some shit. I can get rid of... What's in the could have been trade journal? Yeah, fuck that. We're getting rid of this. Could have been trade journal. Move to trash. Hold on, let me fix some stuff. Okay, I fixed it. I got a lot of shit to do because I want to get rid of a lot of this stuff. So I'm going to have my trade journal, which is like what I've been logging in here, right? And then I'm going to have my A+ trade, like just quality trades to take, which I can get rid of this. Okay, bro. Really? I can't delete. There we go. Alright. So we'll do trade example. Today's the 11th of 11/25. This would be December 11th. There you go. And this would be at, oh my god. What time would this trade been? 9:33. Let's go to 3 minute. 9:33. Yeah. Bruh. Oh my god. Lately for December, that's when most of the trades I've been seeing are. We can go into this. So overall, I had a bullish bias coming into the day. Actually, yeah, but before market opened, we tapped into bearish. I gotta leave soon, fuck. I will get this uploaded though. 1 hour fair value gap. We respected gap and pushed lower by 9. Oh, what am I doing? AM. We inverse a bullish fair value gap 2 and made relatively equal lows. Relatively equal lows. I'll say low resistance. Oh my god. Low resistance 1 hour lows. And I wanted to see price retrace back up into a 15-minute gap for a I can't spell continuation, bro. Jeez. We had a unfilled 5-minute resting 5-minute, we'll say unfilled 5-minute fair value gap resting below to target that I could get a 1-to-1 if I took the 3-minute inversion. But we had a 5-minute, which we should take instead. Oh my god. We take high time frame. We take high time frame inversions. but the 5-minute candle displays too low for my. I forget 1, 2. Yeah, that's what I thought. Too low for my liking. And the RR targeting that unfilled 5-minute would have. Holy, what the fuck am I doing? So I faded the trade. Blake said the 3-minute was clean because it took 3 candles only to close through it. We want 4 candles or 4 more clean. Oh my god, I can't spell displacement too? Holy shit. I think it's just going to do it to this. So, we want 4 out of candle or lower for clean displacement. 4 or more you fade. 4 is mediocre, you know. But that 3RR would have played. No, that 3-minute inversion would have played for a 1-to-1. NQ 1. We'll say 1 hour IFEG. And we'll say respecting 1 hour bearish fair value gap and inversing by 1 hour bullish fair value gap, leaving pushing bearish and leaving relatively equal lows on the 1 hour. Wanted 15-minute value gap retracement and equaling 15-minute 1-minute inversion. Entry time frame, that would have been 3-minute. Market. Higher time frame. Oh, fuck. Market condition. This is tough because the higher time frame has been chopped. Ranging, trending. I want to say trending on the time frame. Volume, counter trend, slow. Slow. I would say slow. Entry. Market order, that would have been. Restored 1. Would have been a win. I can get rid of all these too. I'm going to do that right now because that'll be for other trades to take. Oh, there we go. Get rid of that. We can keep the date. We can keep the date. Just because I can change that over time. Okay, here we go. Okay, bro. Okay. god, bro. I gotta leave soon. Get rid of that. We can get rid of that. So win, loss, break even, no, short. It was a short. New York AM, yep. We can get rid of this one. Get rid of this one. Position, we can get rid of all this. As a London session example, valuation, funded. This is going to be nice though, because now when the trades I don't take but I can learn from, I can actually journal those as well. There's more to the right, isn't there? Oh my lord, bro. Okay, I'm almost done with this. We can leave the ratings and shit. There was no news today. Oh my god. So yeah, New York session, this would be considered a back test. Friday. Oh yeah. Oh no, Thursday month, December. Motion control though, but yeah, it would have been good. Yeah, I would say this would be a, well, with market conditions, I mean, it's pretty clean. He said it was a 5-minute unfilled, 5-minute, yeah, give it the rating. And I can go for a pre-market analysis. I think I could do that later. But yeah, that would be for Blake's trade. And like I said, the main draw for me was, and like I said, it didn't happen, but why would we want to come back up to here when we just rejected off of this and we got an inversion? I thought that we get a pullback back higher after sweeping out this low to come now for these relative equal lows that got made at 9. And I thought that with the candle open, it was going to come back a little higher and then boom, displace lower and go for those relative equal lows and maybe reverse off of that, or maybe come lower for the fair value gap we have down here. We have the daily, which already been tapped, but we do have an unfilled 1 hour in the daily down here. But also, we have this daily that we've been avoiding now for quite a bit of time. Like I said, let's see if anything else has been said. I mean, I've taken no trades this week. I gotta find that thing in the Discord to screenshot, because then I can put that in as note as well. I got my buddy who's going to be recording the call with Ronan today, which is sick, because I'll be at work. Where was it? Alright, I'm just screenshotting this stuff. One thing I could do is I could take pictures of that trade as well. Beautiful, I got all that. I haven't heard anything else from Blake. I know they're going to be doing that call, which I can get notes from. Overall, beautiful. My boys they're doing a back testing session on Saturday, which I'll be busy. But come this Sunday, I want to go back on the market and look for potential entries that people were taking and get in on it. And then just journaling that as well. I think I got the YouTube yesterday. I think there was a trade to take potentially. I don't recall. But yeah, this would have been a continuation for me today. Ideally, I would have liked MEC. But like I said, that 1 hour we left 1 hour relative equal lows. Maybe if we inverse this 1 hour as well, but there is no like fair value gaps in this range, right? Even in this low, there's like no fair value gaps we're coming into. There's a fair value gap here on the 30-minute, but it's already been mitigated, right? To see like strong rejection off of. So that's what I was kind of thinking on. So yeah, I don't know, man. It sucks. It sucks. Can't do much about it. Just learn. And now I can go into the higher time frames and take pictures. Move this off. Move this up here. Okay. Download image. 4 hour. Beautiful. We can go to the 1 hour. I should probably put like a vertical line and say like 1 hour. Where can I put the text? Oh, let's get that fucking, let's move that. That's disgusting. And we can put that actually. Fuck it. It's not gonna fucking show. That's gonna piss me off. Oh, damn it. Fuck it, that works. You know, the 15-minute done. That's where we ended up getting most of our move. The 5-minute. And that 3-minute. I need to change the color for this. I think that might be too dark. That's too light. Yeah, that works. Take picture. Download image. I wonder if I can do text. Do I have time? Fuck, I should get rid of this, damn it. Or unanchor. I feel like you could tell like what the price action is doing with that move. We can say too for that 1 hour, I could say like relative equal lows. Let's just go to ES now. ES, so ES has its 1 hour. Get rid of that. ES says it's 1 hour. Take a picture of that. Download image. Alright, now we can go to the A+ trades and we can go into the gallery, right? That I can get rid of in here. Delete. Trade example, that can stay in here. That was good. I'm going to keep that in here. I'm going to delete this one though. Alright, we can say all that. Trade example. Or is that the one? No, which one is this one? The fuck? Do I gotta show a picture or is it not gonna show? Can I add pictures? Well, I can do this. 12, 11, 25. Trade shaken, no. Result win, good. We can save that. I can keep that. I can get rid of that. Fuck, how the fuck do I add a picture? I can keep that, who cares? I could say they're all wins. Did I delete 2? Bro, tell me I didn't delete 2 and I can't go back. Hold on. Or we can go through this. So like I said, we went through all this stuff. Learning discretion, all that. 3 minute was clean because it took only 3 candles to close, and the 15-minute candle closed inside the 15-minute gap. We also had 15-minute equilibrium. I'll add in 5 minute. We had a 5 minute gap, so I didn't take the 3 minute, but the 3 minute was clean. Blake said because of that candle close, and we had a low resistance straws resting below us with the 5 minute unfilled, unmitigated fair value gap, and the relative equal lows on the 1 hour. Right? 15-minute, the 15-minute candle respected the 15-minute gap, and I wanted to see us go for those relative equal lows below us. The 1 hour is respecting the 1 hour bearish gap, which was up here, right? And inverse the 1 hour bullish gap, which was right here. And my logic was we were bearish because of that inversion, so I wanted to target a 1-to-1 at the 5 minute fair value gap, which was in between here, or the relative equal lows, which is resting right between here. And then this was the 4 hour. We have been in a choppy range since December 2nd. Can I not spell December? Oh, since December 2nd. And then we have ES as well. ES was behind NASDAQ. But also had those and those lows are right between here. So then that's that. And that goes into that trade example. So we have this for like what could have been trades, and this is trade example. This will be the first one I do. And I'll have to go over this stuff. We'll switch that to December 11th. I'll have to do that later tonight, which sucks. Bearish. Well, actually bullish. Post-market, oh no, I was bearish. Daily analysis, we can go into that. And then the post-market. Good, and then the YouTube video. Well, I need to delete that.
What is up? I took a trade today.
I'm gonna have to get that uploaded through here. Fuck. No, I don't want to add a comment. I just want to delete. I'll have to get this uploaded real quick. So yeah, that's really it. I'm gonna get this uploaded. Like I said, I still have that trading journal copy, which is where I will post like all my stuff, and we can go to the gallery to look at that. Like trade 1 to trade 2. This was an example trade that I don't think I took. Yeah, what did I say? How much I made on it? Yeah. This is an example of a good trade. This is when we were super overextended. I remember Patty was talking about this. So yeah, that's really it. I'll get this uploaded. Peace.